Seriously, why do people tie knots?
Yeah, g'day. Welcome to Honeysuckle Creek Campground. This is one of the more domestic campgrounds, if that's the right term, in the Namadgi National Park. There's a handful of established campgrounds that you can pay money to come and it's a booking fee. You don't pay for the site; you just pay to book it and come out. I've never stayed here before. It's always been one of those places I've been to a million times, but I've never actually camped here. It's more of a family sort of place, but given that we just finished school holidays, it's cold, it was raining, there's a bit of rain on the way out. I'm not expecting it to be too busy this evening. As you can see, there's a sort of a public area just over the back there with a barbecue in it, and hopefully it'll not be too rowdy. I'm going to set up my swag just over there behind the camera and face it out into the bush, and I'm going to get as far away from the road and the rest of the campground as I possibly can, and try and negate the family vibe out here, and just test it out because I've never been here, like I said. The path to Baroomba Rocks is right there. Depending on what tomorrow morning is like, it's likely to be raining. If it is, I won't do it, but if it's not raining, I might go for a bit of a hike up there. I won't probably go all the way to Baroomba Rocks. It's a fair hike, and the last sort of 1,800 metres of it is pretty much straight up a hill, and I'm not entirely sure I'm going to want to do that early in the morning. So, but I might go for a wander. It's a nice track into the bush there, up to the Baroomba Rocks car park. So I might do that tomorrow morning. See how we go. The tracking station, the deep space tracking station, or the old one, is just back down this road as well. So I might go for a wander up there this afternoon. That's why I came out as early as I could. So I can go for a wander up there and show you that. That's where they recorded the moon landing, which is pretty cool. But I'll go to show you that a bit later. But yeah, like I said, it's been raining on and off as I came out. So I'm going to get my swag up while I've got a little break in the weather, and get a tarp up and settle in and get it all set up so I can go for a bit of a wander around if we get a break in the weather a bit later as well. But yeah, we're going to get some rain on and off. But anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah, there's a bit of a tree line here, and I might be able to string a ridge line between the gum tree that's just offline and that grey one that's over there, that little thin grey one, and run it along here and have my tarp, because I'm going to need a tarp because it's going to rain. But I'm going to have this fella right in front of the swag, which might be a bit of a problem. There's also a little stump just down there on the ground, which might also cause me some grief in the middle of the night. So I might just get the tarp up. I've got a bit of time, so I can string it up and find out how it looks. And if it sucks, I might just have to move it back here and have it freestanding on some poles, or just use one of the trees maybe. But let's get it up and see how it looks. A few spots of rain. Ridgeline. Using that. Yeah, well, that's not going to work. That tree's going to hit the tarp. As good as those tarps are, those nylon tarps are, I don't want them rubbing up against a tree. That will wear them out real quick. So I'll take this down and just set the tarp up. Seriously, why do people tie knots? Yeah, well, while I'm taking the ridgeline down, I thought I might show you how I hank up my cord, which is makes it easy and quick release. You know, I've got a couple of friction knots on there. I've got 3 in fact. I've got 2, I'm not sure what they're called, I think they're called clem heiss knots on the outside to hold the tarp up, and one on the inside which I use to hang a bag or a light or something off. Slide them down to the end. I usually just drop it between my 2 ring and middle finger like that. Then it's a case of around your thumb and your little finger, just make a figure 8. Try not to pick up sticks off the ground. Just keep going all the way until you get to the end. Then when you get to about here, so you've got a fair bit left at the end, you can start rolling it up. And I just go around a couple of times, and then I usually swap over, and then just nice sort of tight. You don't need to be too tight because you've got to pull it out later. Around and around and around and around and around. And then when you get close to the end, I usually just get a bite, stick it under the last loop and pull it tight. And that stays there nice and bundled up in the back of the ute until I next need it. The good thing about it, when you hank it up like this, it stays tied up really nicely, but if you just pull this, it just comes out and unravels all the way, and you don't get any tangles in it when you come to set it up next time. Yeah, good little tip. Yeah, so take 2. There's a reasonably flat spot right here, so I'm going to set the tarp up here somewhere on poles, probably just like a lean-to and straight up, so it's tucked down at the back. I want to be shielded from what's behind me. As you can see, that's the stuff I want to shut away, so I want to be looking that way, watch the sun go down. It's going to be nice. So let's lay it out and see how it looks. I love this tarp. I did a couple of videos recently, and for some reason one of them in particular was a tips video, and I'll put a link down below if you want to have a look at it. But I think probably 80% of the bloody comments in there were asking about the tarps that I use, so I might do a video about these tarps and sort of just showcase them. I've been using them for years and they're brilliant. Hello. I hang these up exactly the same way. Yeah, cool. I'll get the swag. That's a spare end pole which I bought when I bought the swag years ago. Never needed it. Might move the whole thing down that way a bit. So I've got more of a passageway here. Yeah, right, pretty good. Quite happy with that. Beautiful view. Just in time. Starting to rain. Always have plenty of cord. Bring my wood so it doesn't get wet. I know I mentioned this a lot of times. This is a good way to tie up a fly screen or a door to a tent or anything. Make it into triangles. Too easy. Hey, stays up. Whew. As soon as I put up those second guy lines, because it was a bit windy, the wind dropped down, but it's beautiful. Pitter patter of rain on the tarp. Quite good. If that's not time for a coffee, I don't know what is. Pinched myself twice then. That actually hurt. I've got blisters now. The only problem with filling it with hot water is the little thing gets hot. Someone just cruising through. After rain on a tarp, it's one of the best sounds ever. Yeah, apologies for the change in light. I said there was a car came in and there's a lady from Wollongong doing some bushwalking, and she just pulled up there and I said hello, so I went and had a chat with her. She's going to go up to Booroomba Rocks tomorrow morning if it's nice and fine, but otherwise she's just going to go for a wander around in the scrub. So yeah, that's what it's all about. But she came up to Wollongong. Namadgi brings in people from everywhere. Oh, my coffee's not as warm as it was. Yes, what time is it? Yeah, so it's just after 4. So yeah, the days are starting to get a bit longer. You really notice it. It's great. And yeah, so the sun might be like, we'll get probably another 2 hours of light, which is pretty cool. And the sun's starting to try come out as best it can. There's a bit of blue sky over there, so the rain stopped. So I might go for a wander up to the Honeysuckle Creek Deep Space Tracking Station, or what's left of it, or the remnants on the ground, and show you all that. And yeah, a bit of Canberra history, and I'll tell you all about it when I get up there. Yeah, how nice is that sun hitting those granite tors up on the top of that hill. Yeah, so this is all that's left of the Honeysuckle Creek Deep Space Tracking Station. Yeah, this is where it all happened. 1969. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. It was recorded right here. I know there's a Australian movie called The Dish, came out, I don't know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago maybe. And it was set in Parks because they've still got the big dish there. But it was actually filmed, done and recorded here. Parks was just a backup, but it all happened right on this spot. Pretty good spot to work, eh? Beautiful. Yeah, so this is where the actual dish was. Right here. I'll see if I can dig up some photos. I'm sure there's photos on the internet somewhere of what it looked like. And I'll show you. Yeah, pretty cool. And down here where these concrete slabs are is where all the offices and the equipment was. Yeah, the not so exciting bit. But yeah, there was a couple of these places. So there's another one at Rural Valley, which I've been to plenty of times, and I'll show you some shots of that. But it's been dismantled as well. So it got taken down in the 80s. And is just a concrete slab as well. But we do have Tidbinbilla Deep Space Tracking Station, the radio antennas there, and they're still being used. So yeah, it all happens out here in the mountains. How cute are kookaburras. Yeah, I got a bit carried away up there. I was a bit longer than I thought, so I'm sort of racing the sun. So I've got the fire going. I've got a little foil parcel with some roast pork and potatoes and peas and tomato in it, which should be good. So I just need a bit of coals. It won't take long to to heat up. It's all cooked, ready to go. So it's a nice, easy one. And no washing up. Pretty cool. But yeah, cold. And I didn't bring any gloves. I thought, no, don't need them tonight. It's only going to be 2 or 3 degrees. I didn't think I'd need gloves, but might get colder than that. There's a wallaby over there with a little baby in its pouch. It's 5 o'clock, so I expect people to start turning up now after work. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of stickers from my last trip to stick on my bottle. What have we got? Whales. They're the dragons. Cambridge. England. Had to get England, I guess. London. That wasn't so well done. Como? Cool. Oh, got some magpie friends. Yeah, there's a couple of magpies scooting around waiting for my dinner. I was just over talking to that lady. Another couple of people have turned up as well. Oh, good. Yeah, nice easy dinner. I don't know whether you can see that. Last night's roast pork. A pea escaped. Pretty good. Ooh, make sure the fire's out. Yeah, I don't have much light left, and I think I did drop a pea, and I think the magpies or the currawong have come along and cleaned it up. So I'll put my rubbish away, and I'm going to go make a cup of tea. Or maybe hot chocolate. Pinch these from one of the hotels we stayed at. Cup of tea. Someone asked me why I pour the water into my cup first and then pour it into here. So I don't waste water. So I know how much water I need. Maybe I'll start bringing out a teapot as well. Bit posh for a camp, I reckon. I bring proper coffee, so why not bring proper tea, eh? Ooh, yeah, good. Yeah, talking hot chocolate, I bought a hot chocolate from one of my kids the other day at a cafe. It cost me $8.90. Oh, yeah, well, certainly starting to get dark, so I've turned the light on. I don't think I'll sit here for long. It's a bit cold. A bit colder than I was expecting tonight. I did check the weather and checked all of the things, and they said it was going to be like 2 or 3 degrees and drizzly and overcast and fairly mild. So I wasn't expecting it to drop too cold tonight, but it is cool. It's clear, and the sun and the whatever heat was left has disappeared. So yeah, might get a bit cold tonight. Anyway, I'm going to finish my cup of tea and settle in. But yeah, how was my week? Weird, had a couple of weird things going on at work, just normal sort of weird stuff, but yeah, stuff that I wasn't expecting, so it came out of left field. So it kind of feels like you put you a bit behind, but geez, I got a lot done today. I got up so early this morning, I got up at 3:30, and I went for a walk, believe it or not. Came back about 4:30, I got stuck in, and I got so much done. It was brilliant. So I felt like I rounded out the week quite nicely, but it was good to get away. I got out, like I had lunch with my wife, and then I headed out. So I sort of got going a bit. I think I got here about 2:15. So that's pretty good. And yeah, very good. So yeah, pretty weird week at work, but yeah, finished on a high note, so that's good. But miles away from it now. No phone reception out here, so I can't check emails, I can't check messages, can't even see what the score is in the footy. It's just me and the trees. And there's millions of them too. Like I said, and I'll show you the view I've got. It's literally straight into the forest. It's good. So that's good, even though there's a few people behind me now. But yeah, so what else is news? Oh yeah, I thought I might give you a bit of an update on the ad revenue from this channel. As you know, I'm going to donate everything to mental health charities, and I think I mentioned, I don't know, maybe 6-7 months ago that I was going to match dollar for dollar, which I did. But what I wasn't expecting, like I was fully expecting, like after a couple of months of the ad revenue dribbling in, so you have to, the way it works, you've got to get $100, 100 Australian dollars in a month before they'll send you a check or put the money into your bank. So if you don't get to 100, you've got to wait till the next month. So every 2 months I was kind of getting about $110, $120, $130 or something like that. So I was sort of dribbling around at that $60, $70 a month mark. And I thought, okay, yeah, so that works out to be whatever, $500, $600 a year. So I thought I'd match it dollar for dollar. But I had a weird spike, and there was 1 month where I got like $500, and I was thinking, shit, this can't go on too much. And then the next couple of months were fairly good as well. It's back to a few dollars every now and then now. But in the financial year that ended at the end of June, I think I had like $1,800. So I did. It was too much. I haven't got that much money. I'm not rich, so I didn't go dollar for dollar. So I will fess up to that. But I did give a $2,500 donation. I think maybe a bit over that over the course of the year as that money came in. So a couple of charities got some benefit from all your ads that you have to put up with. So thank you for that. I really appreciate the support that I get for this channel. It's just overwhelming to me. Like I'm just baffled by it day in, day out. And when, like I said, like I got that big spike in revenue once I had one of my videos did unusually well, and and I was like, holy crap, this is bizarre. I felt like I was depriving or ripping someone off somewhere. Felt it shouldn't have happened. But anyway, because like I said, I do this for fun. I love it. I just do it because I want to have a bit of fun and a few giggles. and yeah, just shoot the shit with you people every now and then whenever I get to go out and spend the night out in the bush. So I hope you enjoy it, but thanks for sticking with me and putting up with all those ads, because it makes a difference. I get this money comes into my account and I just pass it on to a couple of charities, and people get a benefit from that. So thank you on behalf of the Canberra community. You're doing good stuff. So cheers for that. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, or even if you just liked it or send a comment or whatever it is, feel free to jump on the exciting train that is my YouTube channel. Every little bit helps, doesn't cost you anything, and if we can promote it out a little bit more, we might have a few of those $500 months, which would be crazy, but it would certainly help some people that are going through some mental health challenges here in Australia. So yeah, big thank you, good stuff. So now into a new financial year. And haven't been paid. Oh no, I got one payment. It was $100 or something. Yeah, well, it's perfectly still, not a breath of wind, which is making it very, very nice and very, very pleasant out here. So, and the rain's gone. It doesn't even look like we're going to get any rain. The way the forecast worked, it said we're going to get some in the afternoon, which we did in the evening, and then it would clear up to some extent, and then we might get a bit more rain tomorrow morning, 8 or 9 o'clock. So, fingers crossed, we get a nice quiet night tonight, and I'll just sit here and listen out for the wallabies and kangaroos bounding around out in this scrub, which is pretty cool. Nice spot to be. Like I said, I've never been to this campground before, or this little spot, Honeysuckle Creek. It's probably a bit too popular and family friendly and close to Canberra for me. I don't know whether I'll come back. Although this little spot's quite nice, I quite like it here. But I would imagine if it's I've got a bit of asthma. But I imagine if it's busy, like there's a lot of people around, it'd be quite annoying with background noise and stuff. So I wouldn't be able to probably to record much. Oh yeah, there's a couple of other things. I've got one of these lav mics, these lavalier mics that but they're directional mics. So it doesn't pick up noise that's ambient noise around the place like the other ones did, which is quite interesting. So like when I say, I can hear some lyrebirds, or I can hear some dogs, or I can hear kangaroos bouncing, I can hear them, but they don't pick up in the mic. It's a bit weird. I'm not sure whether I like it or not. So I might ponder which mic I use when I'm recording these. This mic is really good because it doesn't matter where the camera is, I can still talk shit and you can hear me. It's like the camera can be 50 metres away and you still hear me, which is pretty cool, but a couple of downsides as well. Anyway, enough of that. I'm going to finish my cup of tea, which is almost done, and then I'm going to get myself settled, get some warm clothes on, and settle into my swag here. I got a couple of movies. What did I downloaded those, what are those movies set in Sweden? Oh, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So I downloaded those 3. I haven't watched those movies for a long while and really enjoyed them. Really enjoyed the books too. The books are really good. So if you haven't read them or watched those movies, they're pretty good. About 10 or 15 years old now. Yeah, so I'm going to watch the first one of those. I think that's what I'll do tonight, and then I'm going to read some more Harry Potter. I still haven't got through Prisoner of Azkaban yet. I'm only not even halfway. So yeah, very slow. I dawdle when I read. I read like about 3 pages a night, and then I start to drift off. And then the next time I pick my book up, I've got to read the last pages that I read the night before because I forget what I read. So yeah, it takes me a while to get through a book these days. Well, that's that done. Righto, so I'm going to settle in, get myself sorted, and I doubt there's going to be anything exciting happen between now and the morning. Certainly not expecting any late storms or weird weather to come howling through. I certainly don't expect to get woken up by some dogs or anything like that here either. So I suspect I won't see you until tomorrow. So see you then. Yeah, little visitor. He just knocked over my billy. Perfect. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Honeysuckle Campground. Pretty dull sort of morning. What's the time? It's after 7, so I don't think it's going to get much lighter. It's pretty overcast and dull, and it's still and pleasant. Birds are chirping. It's quite a pleasant morning. It's just not very light. Yeah. Last night we had a bit more rain, so after I sort of settled in and started watching watching the movie, just some light drizzle for maybe about 2 hours, and so I watched my movie for a couple of hours. It goes for 3 hours, that movie, that Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, 3 hours. So I watched a couple of hours of it, didn't watch the whole thing, and then listened to the rain and watched the movie. It was quite pleasant. And a couple of other people came in. There was a bit of bouncing around during the night or during the early evening, but it all settled down, so it's been very quiet. And went to sleep. Had a great night's sleep. It only dropped down to 4 degrees, so it wasn't cold. I was a little bit chilled though for some reason, so I did actually fill up my water bottle just before I went to bed and chucked it in the foot box underneath my doona, under my quilt. Keep my toes warm, but probably warmed me up a little bit too much. Yeah, I slept like a log. I've said it a million times. Like, I tend to get my best night's sleep when I'm out here, switched off, not connected to anything, and just basically doing life without tech and life without just commotion and all that other stuff that goes on when you're back in the real world. So I slept like a log. It was good. Had the best night's sleep I had all week, as I usually do. Yeah, it's like still only 4 degrees, so it's not exactly warm. But I'm going to get up. Like, the tarp's got a bit of water on it, but there's a bit of breeze came through as well, and it's kind of mostly dried the tarp off, which is good. The lady I met from Wollongong told me about another track. There's a fire trail, which I've never thought about. It's just a fire trail. I didn't ever think there was much of it. But she said if you go up there, there's a nice trail. It goes up to a place called Legoland, which is a bunch of granite boulders. So maybe I'll go and explore that. But I'm going to pack up the camp and get it all packed away and put it all in the back of the car and do all that first, and then I'll see how I'm feeling. I might go for a wander up there. I don't know how far it is. I didn't ask her, but I might just go for a walk and see what it's all about. First, I'm going to drink my coffee. It's raining again. It's pitter-pattering on this tarp. Yeah, they said we're going to get some rain this morning. They said about 8 to 9, not 7 to 8. They lied. I had a little possum when I was watching my movie last night. I was sitting here, had the door open and everything, and this was sitting here like this, and I was sitting right here, and I heard this, and I sort of just got my little head torch, which was sitting beside me, and I clicked out, and there's a possum sitting right here, and he just wandered off. It was quite cool. I suspect they do the rounds at these these campgrounds and check every campsite as soon as the sun goes down, see if there's any foods lying around. But he was a bit disappointed with me, I'm afraid. Anyway, he wandered off over there and did his thing. There's only a handful of other people camping here, so he's probably gone hungry. You have to go and fend for himself like a normal possum. Oh, that was good. Not sure whether I need to have another one of those. Yeah, well, now that it's starting to rain, I might start packing up. I'm going to pack up all the stuff under the tarp and get it in the back of the car, and then I'll take the tarp down. And if it stops raining, I might go for a hike and take you with me and show you what I see. But if the rain sort of settles in for a bit, I might just head straight home. So if that's the case, thanks for coming out with me. Loved having you out with me on this little overnight camp. I love getting out in my swag, as you know. And done lots of videos, and if you want to check one of those out, you can have a look at one of these. But until next time, stay safe. Ooh.